In the pixelated realm of Minecraft, where blocks were the building blocks of imagination, Alex stood on the edge of a cliff, surveying the horizon. The sunsets were breathtaking, a warm collage of reds and oranges that stretched across the blocky sky. But lately, beauty had felt fleeting. Dark clouds loomed in the distance, threatening to unleash the devastation known as the disaster marred, a notorious addition that had turned their world chaotic. Alex was no ordinary player. She had mastered the art of survival in a world that had become increasingly perilous. With every patch, disaster loomed larger. Tornadoes twisted through her beloved plains, earthquakes fractured the ground beneath her feet, hailstorms rained down ice and fear, and floods swallowed entire biomes. Even the sun seemed more menacing. It scorched crops to ash, leaving the once thriving landscape in ruins. She paced back and forth, contemplating her plan of action as she fiddled with the shimmering block of resistance in her inventory. The resistance block mod was her savior, one that allowed players to craft structures impervious to the rampant disasters. However, crafting a proper bunker in time required a profound knowledge of resource collection and mob management. Taking a deep breath, she began to rally herself. She had to gather supplies before the calamity struck. She first headed towards the ancient forest, just beyond her spawn point, where great oaks and towering birches danced in the wind. The trees here harbored unexpected allies, such as wolves and ocelots. "I need you guys," she shouted, summoning the loyal wolves with a few choice bones she had saved. They bounded toward her, their tails wagging as if they could sense the urgency of her mission. After gathering her pack, she led them back through the pixelated woods, collecting vital resources as they went. She mined for iron, scoured the landscape for coal, and raided abandoned mine shafts for precious redstone. The sun hung high, oddly oppressive, scorching the land with increasing intensity. Sweat glimmered on her blocky forehead as she effortlessly crafted tools in the crafting table she had set up near her grassy hollow. Every action counted. Suddenly, her companion wolves barked urgently, their ears perked like antennae, picking up on some unseen danger. She looked towards the horizon. Black clouds roiled ominously, sparks occasionally flickering within. "It's here already." She swallowed hard, her heart racing. Tornadoes often heralded the beginning of the disaster mod's wrath. Time to gather more resources, Alex shouted, rallying her pets. They rushed toward the base of a nearby mountain, knowing there were plenty of rocks and ores hidden beneath its surface. She envisioned the expansive bunker filled with farming equipment and crafting stations, a refuge against the chaos above. Digging frantically, she crafted stone tools, reinforcing her initial designs. As she dug deeper, she felt tremors from the growing storm overhead. A deafening roar echoed inevitably. The tornado unleashed its howl upon the landscape. Debris whirled in the air like furious butterflies, lifting blocks and scattering villagers who were oblivious to the impending doom. "It's now or never," she exclaimed, heart pounding. With her wolves at her heels, she raced back to her hollow, where she had already outlined the dimensions of her bunker. She hammered down her resistance blocks, feeling empowered as the indestructible materials melded together, an industrial refuge, just waiting to be completed. With each block she placed, she fortified the walls, extraordinary materials creating layers that no disaster could breach. But time was slipping away. She had a few precious minutes before the tornado struck fully. Heart racing, she crafted a hatch for an underground tunnel, which would lead directly to her bunker. As the winds began to pick up, howling like a banshee, she descended into the dimly lit tunnel she had painstakingly carved out. Grabbing her crafting table and furnaces, she hurried to set up essential stations before securing the entrance. The first roar of the tornado struck, rattling her makeshift bunker and sending her protective blocks vibrating ominously. Yet, through it all, she stayed focused. She created an underground farm using water, buckets and seeds, envisioning the crops that would sustain her through the dire times ahead. Suddenly, the howling winds transformed into a chilling silence. Alex exchanged glances with her pack, and her heart sank. Ephemeral calm engulfed the area, a deceptive lull between disasters. "This can't be good," she whispered, their implanted knowledge warning her of lurking danger beneath the stillness. Moments later, they felt the first tremors of an earthquake. Blocky terrain rumbled and shattered. Alex clutched her crafting table, trying to maintain her focus. She added reinforcements to the bunker walls, employing both resistance blocks and crafted stone. "Stay with me, Pack." As she placed the last resistance block in the wall, a loud crack echoed through the earth, and the tunnel trembled violently, bricks tumbling from the ceiling, before collapsing into dust. "No! Get back!" she yelled, her wolves retreating. In the chaos, she lost precious materials, frantic to salvage what she could before the seeds fell from her grip. The earthquake's grip released, but was soon replaced by the pounding pelts of acid rain. Sizzling sounds assaulted her ears as droplets met flesh, both hers and her wolves. "Quick, back inside!" She rushed toward the protection of her bunker, her clay and stone structure, proving its resilience in the acid rain's embrace. Inside, she sealed the hatch, heavy blocks sealing the danger outside. The sound of the storms thundered above, a symphony of despair and chaos that extended far beyond her small sanctuary. With no time to waste, Alex began to plant her crops in the underground farm space, desperately hoping to reclaim some semblance of normalcy in a world that had turned topsy-turvy. Her wolves nestled close, providing warmth and comfort in the eerie darkness. Though the world above was shrouded in disaster, inside the bunker her last haven hope took root with each seed she planted against the backdrop of impending chaos, resilience forged in loyal bonds, and the determination to survive. In the midst of pixelated turmoil, Alex knew she would rise again, ready for whatever Minecraft threw her way.